The screen is black. A faint hum rises, like a spell being whispered in the dark. Suddenly, a single spark of light flickers, then another, then dozens until they swirl into glowing runes. A voice cuts through the silence, calm yet powerful. The magic never truly left Waverly Place. It was only waiting for the right moment to return. Shadows stretch across crumbling walls, faint footsteps echo in the distance, and a wand glows faintly in a cloaked hand. The hum grows louder, mixed with whispers of old spells, until the screen bursts with light. The light fades into the streets of New York, now older, busier, and alive with modern energy. But hidden behind all the noise, an old secret begins to stir. The camera glides past the familiar Waverly substation, its windows dusty but glowing faintly with blue sparks, as if the walls themselves remember the past. A voice returns. Some legacies never fade. Some families were never meant to be ordinary. The screen flashes to a shadowed figure entering the substation, Alex Russo, her presence unmistakable. Her wand glimmers for the first time in years, and the air bends as if time itself remembers her touch. In rapid cuts, we see fragments of her old world. A wall of family photos, slightly aged, comes alive with soft movement. The faces of Max, Justin, and their parents flicker as though the photos themselves are enchanted. A single shot lingers on Alex's reflection in the dusty glass, her eyes sharp but haunted. She whispers, "Waverly Place never let me go." Her words echo over the city skyline, blending into the sound of subway trains roaring beneath the streets. The trailer builds tension with flashes of glowing portals, unfinished spells, and symbols appearing on the walls of the substation. New marks, ones that don't belong to the Russo family. The voiceover cuts in, steady and deep. But when old magic returns, it never comes alone. The music swells into a rising hum, hinting at both danger and wonder. As the screen fades into darkness once again, the screen opens to silence. Only the sound of a faint crack, like glass breaking underwater, can be heard. A deep shadow creeps across the floor of the substation, stretching longer and longer until it swallows the entire frame. Out of that darkness, glowing eyes flicker unnatural, shifting colors like fire trapped inside smoke. They vanish as quickly as they appear. The voiceover cuts in, quiet and heavy. Magic was never meant to be simple. It was never meant to be safe. A series of fast flashes follow portals tearing open above rooftops, books flying off shelves as though pulled by invisible hands, spells unraveling in midair with sparks scattering across the pavement. The camera cuts to a young wizard in training, standing in an alleyway, his wand trembling in his grip, eyes wide as a gust of black energy sweeps past him. His spell fizzles out before it even leaves his hand. He stumbles backward, whispering to himself, "This isn't how it's supposed to feel." The screen fades to a dark cavernous walls alive with glowing red markings that twist and crawl like veins. A hooded figure kneels in the center, surrounded by a circle of broken wands. Their voice is distorted, layered with echoes, like multiple people speaking at once. For every light, there is shadow. And now, the shadow has returned to claim what was denied. Their hand rises slowly, clutching a black crystal pulsing with unstable energy. The ground shakes as the cavern cracks and an enormous rush of smoke spills outward. Swallowing everything in sight, the trailer cuts sharply to the Russo family's world. Every day, life in New York begins to twist into chaos. A coffee cup floats in midair before shattering, streetlights flicker uncontrollably, and subway doors slam shut with sparks of wild energy snapping across the rails. In one haunting image, the camera pans across a busy crosswalk where time itself freezes. Dozens of people hang mid-step, faces frozen in place as a ripple of dark energy passes through them. Only a single child moves, staring upward at a sky that has begun to tear open with streaks of purple lightning. The voiceover returns, now more urgent. New magic is rising, but not all who wield it belong to our world. The screen cuts. Between rapid, chaotic sequences, new students attempting to practice spells in a hidden classroom, their hands shaking as their powers spiral out of control. An older mentor figure shouting warnings that go unheard. Portals opening where they shouldn't, pulling shadows from places beyond Waverly Place. The soundtrack builds with pounding drums, sharp violin notes, and distant chanting, until every sound overlaps like a storm closing in. A haunting montage begins, a shadowed figure walking through the Russo substation as light bulbs explode one by one. A spellbook slamming shut by itself, chains wrapping around it as though the pages are too dangerous to read. A young wizard crying out as their wand is torn from their hand by invisible force, vanishing into smoke. The hooded figure again, whispering with cold certainty, "This time the magic will not protect you. It will consume you." Suddenly, the music cuts to silence. The screen is black. Only the sound of breathing is heard. A single voice, shaky and afraid, whispers, "If this is what's coming, then none of us are ready." The silence lingers for a heartbeat before the screen erupts into chaos again, buildings cracking open, spells colliding mid-air with bursts of fire and ice in the faint, distorted laughter of something ancient echoing in the background. The section ends with one final, chilling image, Alex Russo standing at the edge of a glowing portal, her wand raised but her face shadowed. Across from her, the hooded figure steps forward, their eyes blazing like wildfire. Between them, the air itself bends and tears as if reality is struggling to hold together. A sharp whisper from the villain closes the scene. Waverly Place was just the beginning. The screen cuts to black, leaving only the faint hum of unstable magic. Asterisk, the screen fades in from black to the faint sound of laughter, warm, familiar, and echoing through time. For a moment it feels safe. Then the laughter fades, leaving only silence and the creak of an old door opening. Dust drifts in the air as the camera moves inside the Waverly substation. The once cozy shop looks older now, its shelves stacked with forgotten relics, spellbooks tucked behind false walls and enchanted objects that glow faintly in the dark. A kettle whistles in the background, though no one is near it. The voiceover enters soft but steady. For generations, the Russo family carried a secret that shaped their lives and the world around them. The trailer cuts sharply to Alex Russo. Her expression is sharper now, no longer the mischievous teenager fans once knew. She walks through the substation with a weight on her shoulders, her wand glowing faintly at her side. For the first time in years, she looks uncertain, her fingers brushing against the dusty counter where her family once laughed, argued, and practiced spells. "I thought I left this life behind," she whispers. The hum of magic grows louder, as though answering her words. Quick cuts show the other Russos, aged yet recognizable, each facing the new rising chaos in their own way. Justin Russo appears first, standing in a library surrounded by floating books and glowing scrolls, his face tight with worry. His voice is firm but tired. Magic isn't a game anymore. It never was. A brief shot shows him training new students, his once playful energy now replaced with the responsibility of a true leader. Max Russo flickers into view next, his humor still intact but shadowed by fear. He drops a wand in surprise as sparks shoot across the room, muttering, "Okay, that's definitely not supposed to happen." Even in fear, his presence reminds viewers of the balance between lightheartedness and looming danger. Their parents appear only in glimpses. Teresa, watching from the doorway with worry in her eyes, and Jerry, his hand resting heavily on a closed spellbook, his voice grave. "We swore never to open this again, but maybe we no longer have a choice." The camera lingers on him for a heartbeat, showing the conflict of a father who wanted his children safe, now realizing the world will pull them back into danger whether they are ready or not. The montage sharpens. Alex stands in front of the family at a long wooden table, candles glowing all around them. Her voice is steady but filled with unspoken dread. "We don't just protect this family anymore. We protect everyone." The candles flicker as if agreeing with her. A gust of wind sweeps through the substation, rattling glass and causing the lights to burst. In the darkness, Alex's wand ignites like a torch, casting sharp shadows across their determined faces. The trailer cuts quickly through scenes that show the Russos stepping into roles they never imagined, Alex training a young wizard to control a spell while dark energy lashes dangerously close. Justin deciphering strange markings on a glowing wall, whispering, "This isn't wizard magic. It's older." Max accidentally triggering a hidden trap, sending enchanted daggers flying across the room before Alex saves him in the last second. Jerry and Teresa watching helplessly as their children are drawn deeper into a battle they can't control. The music rises, pounding with urgency. A series of flashes reveals the Russo family standing together against chaos, Alex shielding her siblings with a wall of light, Justin chanting an incantation faster than the pages can turn, Max stumbling but managing to cast a spell that surprises even him. The voiceover returns, stronger now, layered with determination. The Russos once fought to keep their family safe. Now they must fight to protect a world on the edge of collapse. The scene slows for a moment. Alex stands alone on a rooftop at night, her wand aimed at the stars. Her voice cracks, low and uncertain. "I don't know if I can do this." The silence that follows is broken by Justin's voice, firm and unwavering. "You're a Russo, you always could." The screen erupts again with chaos battles in dark alleys, the substation shaking violently as portals rip open, enchanted creatures breaking free into the city. The Russos are seen running together, their silhouettes outlined by fire and lightning. The final shot of this section lingers, the family, standing in a circle, wands raised high, their magic colliding in the center to form a glowing shield of light. The voiceover ends on a powerful note. The magic of Waverly Place began with them, and it may end with them too. The screen cuts to black, leaving only the faint echo of Alex's whisper, "Once a wizard, always a wizard." Asterisk, the silence shatters with an explosion of light. A portal tears open across the night sky, spilling waves of magic that ripple through the city like a storm. Lightning flashes in unnatural colors, purple, green, and gold, splitting the clouds into fragments as if the heavens themselves were breaking apart. The camera pans down to chaos in the streets, cars frozen midair, buildings bending at impossible angles, shadows moving across walls where no one stands. The voiceover cuts in, low and urgent. The magic of Waverly Place was only the beginning. Now the world beyond is calling. The music swells into a pounding rhythm as a montage begins. Alex Russo is seen sprinting across a collapsing bridge, her wand glowing with desperate energy as massive chunks of concrete fall into the river below. Justin chants an ancient spell inside a burning library, his voice echoing louder than the flames, the words twisting the air into spirals of power. Max, terrified but determined, faces a towering shadow creature whose body is made entirely of smoke and eyes that burn like fire. His voice cracks as he shouts, "I'm not running this time." The trailer cuts quickly between breathtaking glimpses of battles too large to explain, enchanted creatures breaking free into the real world, massive wings brushing the tops of skyscrapers, a train derailing underground as magical sparks scatter down the tunnels, a young wizard screaming as a spell consumes the sky in fire before Alex shields him at the last second. The images are fast, sharp, and overwhelming, designed to make viewers lean closer, desperate to catch every frame. For a heartbeat, everything slows. A cloaked silhouette appears in a vast chamber filled with glowing runes. Their hand hovers over a massive, ancient door as their voice, distorted and commanding, whispers, "The end of Waverly Place is the beginning of everything else." The door bursts open, unleashing a tidal wave of black energy that sweeps across the screen. The montage intensifies. Alex battles the hooded figure inside a crumbling cathedral, their wands clashing with sparks brighter than lightning. Justin and a group of students form a protective circle, their combined spells struggling against a wave of dark magic. Max, shocked but brave, discovers a hidden power within himself as golden sparks erupt from his hands for the first time. Jerry slams a chained spellbook shut, shouting, "Some knowledge was never meant to be touched." Teresa stands among the chaos, clutching a charm to her chest as she whispers a prayer for her children. The music grows faster, drums pounding like thunder. Each cut is shorter, sharper, a portal collapsing inches away from Alex's face, a sword of pure light slicing through shadows, A group of young wizards staring in awe at the Russos as their family unleashes a wall of glowing magic. Then, silence. The screen fades to a soft, golden light. Alex walks into a glowing chamber, her silhouette framed by endless runes floating in the air. She pauses, her wand lowered, her voice soft and vulnerable. If I fail, the world falls with me. Her words echo as though the chamber itself repeats them. Behind her, a shadow moves, but instead of attacking, it stops. Waiting. The silence breaks with one final rush of images, a dragon-like creature soaring above the skyline. Spells colliding mid-air, ripping the ground open into glowing fissures. Justin holding Alex's arm as she nearly falls into a collapsing portal. Max screaming as he runs through fire, clutching something glowing in his hands. The hooded villain, standing atop a ruined city, raising their hand as the sky bends. To their will, the screen cuts to black. A single line is heard in Alex's voice, calm but fierce. Once a wizard, always a wizard. The title slams onto the screen in glowing letters. Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, Season 2, 2025. The Disney Plus logo fades in beneath it, glowing faintly. And finally, as the screen goes completely dark, one last whisper echoes faintly, chilling and unforgettable. The story is just beginning.